Fortune is the arbiter of half the things we do, leaving the other half to us.
In the barren deserts of Mesopotamia, the mighty Roman Republic, once invincible across Europe, stood on the edge of one of its greatest humiliations. 53 BCE, a time when the tides of destiny swirled around a single moment, the Battle of Carrhae, where Marcus Licinius Crassus, one of Rome's richest and most ambitious men, faced the relentless, terrifying horsemen of the Parthian Empire. What began as a pursuit of glory ended in disaster. The cause of the war, at the heart of the conflict between Rome and Parthia, was ambition. Crassus' personal ambition for glory, wealth, and military distinction. The first triumvirate had brought him political influence, but unlike Caesar's conquests in Gaul or Pompey's successes in the east, Crassus lacked a defining military victory. His eyes turned towards Parthia, a wealthy empire that stretched from modern-day Iran to Mesopotamia, offering both riches and the prestige of a successful campaign. Crassus sought to expand Rome's influence, but without Senate approval and sound military strategy. His expedition was more about his ego than any strategic necessity. To the Parthians, Rome's march eastward was an existential threat. Their empire was not only vast but sophisticated, with a powerful army capable of countering the might of Rome. The Parthians had long kept watch on the Roman expansion and, under General Surenna, were ready to defend their borders and maintain their sovereignty. The stage was set for a clash between two of the ancient world's superpowers. The warlords. On the Roman side stood Marcus Licinius Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome, who had accumulated his fortune through land speculation, political maneuvering, and ruthless business practices. Crassus was a shrewd politician, but far less capable as a military commander. His ambition to rival Caesar and Pompey's military achievements drove him to initiate this disastrous campaign. Facing him was Surenna, the Parthian general, who was younger, more tactical, and far better equipped for this conflict than Crassus. Known for his ingenuity, Surenna was not only a military leader, but also a nobleman and one of the richest men in Parthia. He wielded the Parthian cavalry, particularly the horse archers, like a scalpel, cutting through Roman ranks with precision and patience. Though little is known about Surenna personally, his victory at Carrhae secured his place in military history as a brilliant commander who humiliated Rome's armies on the battlefield. Our story starts with Crassus raising a massive army, around 35,000 Roman legionaries, and setting off to conquer the wealthy lands of Parthia. But Crassus was no Caesar, and as the scorching Mesopotamian sun beat down on his men, a lurking danger approached. The Parthians, led by General Surenna, had no intention of fighting a traditional battle. Instead of facing the Romans head-on, they employed their deadliest weapon, the horse archer. As Crassus' legions marched towards Carrhae, Surenna's cavalry, numbering around 10,000 men, silently encircled the Romans, their bows ready. Imagine the scene: Crassus standing there, confident, his men organized in the classic Roman formation. But something feels off. They're expecting a fight, but what comes next isn't the clash of swords and shields, it's the deadly rain of arrows. Surenna unleashed a relentless barrage. The Roman legions, trained for close combat, were helpless against the swift-moving cavalry. They raised their shields to form the famous testudo, the tortoise formation, but the arrows kept coming. The Parthians, using a tactic now infamous in military history, would charge forward, feign retreat, and then fire backward, while retreating the deadly Parthian shot. The battle quickly turned into a massacre. Crassus, unable to bring his heavy infantry into effective range, ordered his son Publius to charge with the Roman cavalry. Publius rode bravely into battle, but the Parthian horsemen simply surrounded them, cut them off, and slaughtered them. Publius fell in the ensuing chaos, a tragedy that crushed his father's spirit. As the day wore on, Crassus was left with a demoralized, decimated army. Surenna offered peace talks, and Crassus, desperate for any solution, agreed to meet. However, negotiations quickly broke down, and Crassus was killed in the ensuing scuffle, with his head delivered to the Parthian king. The Battle of Carrhae was one of the worst defeats Rome had ever suffered. Nearly 20,000 Roman soldiers were killed, and another 10,000 were captured. The defeat shook Rome to its core, and the Parthians had successfully demonstrated that even the mighty Roman legions could be stopped. Yet, the legacy of Carrhae was more than just a military disaster. It was a symbol of the limits of Roman ambition and the beginning of a long and costly conflict between Rome and Parthia's struggle for dominance in the East that would last for centuries. For those of you eager to delve deeper into this tragic moment in Roman history, I highly recommend the following books: Carrhae 53 BC, Rome's Disaster in the Desert by Nick Fields, The Roman Eastern Frontier, and The Persian Wars by Michael H. Dodgen and Samuel N.C. Liu. You can also read about the accounts of Plutarch in his Parallel Lives, where he vividly describes Crassus' rise and tragic fall. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed diving into the fascinating history of the Battle of Carrhae. If you found this video informative and engaging, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to History Orlog for more epic battles and stories from the past. Join the conversation in the comments below and let me know what battles you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.